Good evening, everyone. Mike Palmer from Know Your Rights Group and Success Coaching International with another very important live video update tonight. I'm obviously going to apologise up front for the state of my voice. I caught a lovely bout of gastro from my darling children last night, so I've been laid up in bed all day, but as they say, the show must go on. Now, before we start, I do want to do a very special shout out to one of our long-term and most supportive members, and that, of course, is Mark. Mark's the one who gave us all the lovely muzzled Muppets that I know many of you have enjoyed seeing over the past few years, dealing with all the insanity of COVID and all the rest of it. He also sent us a bunch of really, really lovely gifts for Christmas, including, of course, this wonderful t-shirt which he had custom made for us. So a huge shout out to Mark, along with, of course, all of our members and viewers who have been supporting us for a while now. Now, speaking of Christmas, it is literally just around the corner now, and that, of course, does mean that the revenue-raising goons will be out in force, trying to raise as much money for the government as possible. Now, there was actually a story that came out just yesterday showing how absolutely desperate some of these agencies are to rake in as much, cash as possible at this time of year by issuing completely ridiculous fines. So this is a story that you may like to follow, especially if you might be up around the Gold Coast. And that one's entitled, Gold Coast Mum Fights $200 Fine for Parking in Her Own Driveway. A Gold Coast mum was aghast when she received a $200 fine for something countless Aussies do every day. Now she wants to warn them against making the same little-known mistake. A Gold Coast mum who received a nearly $200 fine for parking in her own driveway has claimed a fine blitz is underway in her neighbourhood, and she wants to warn others against making the same mistake. The local council claims part of Megan Pass's driveway is located on council land, and she's breaking the law by parking on it. Really? And which law would that be, and where's that head of power for the creation of that law? I had no idea, she told the NCA Newswire. I find it ridiculous. I don't have a footpath, and I've never had anybody say anything. After getting over the initial shock, she posted the fine in her community Facebook page in an effort to warn her neighbours before they were caught off guard by the same thing. She received a flood of messages in response to the post, mostly expressing outrage and disbelief over never having heard of such a fine, but also a few people sharing similar experiences. She's lived in the home for 7 years and she parks her car there every day and has never been fined before. However, the reaction she received from people in the neighbourhood, she feels certain they are being targeted for these kind of offences. I already knew they were blitzing because a mum posted in the parents page at my children's school asking if anyone else had gotten a fine while waiting to pull into a car park at school, she said. The Gold Coast Council website warns homeowners they cannot stop on council land or any other access point, including their own driveway. How ridiculous, for more than 2 minutes. They must be dropping off or picking up passenger and must not leave the vehicle unattended within the time frame. So how can they go and get someone from their front door if they're not allowed to leave the car unattended? Once again, doesn't make any sense. Miss Pass was told the reason cars aren't allowed to be parked on the nature strip is to allow emergency vehicles to drive along there if the road is blocked off. What the? Has anyone ever seen emergency vehicles driving along the grass at the front of people's houses because the road's blocked off? Do you see emergency vehicles just driving up the footpath? I mean, this is insane. That's the most crazy thing I've heard this year. However, she recalls a time when paramedics were called to her house while her car was parked up near the garage, and she was told it actually makes it much harder to get to the front door. So the paramedics and the people at these, councils claim that the fines are there to help, say no, it doesn't actually help us at all. She said her biggest issue was she never received a warning before she was slapped with the fine and wanted to make sure others don't get the same rude shock. And of course, this is part of their code of conduct. Okay, these council officers are supposed to educate first and then punish secondarily. They have a duty of care to give a warning first and let people know that they're doing the wrong thing according to them. I always knew that you can't block footpaths, but it's been 7 years and there's never been a fine for parking on my driveway, she said. People took to social media to share their thoughts on the Gold Coast mum's plight, with one calling it revenue raising. What a joke. Revenue raising at its best, one posted to X. Gold Coast Council Mayor Tom Tate said parking on council land, even if it's technically on your own driveway, is illegal under local legislation. What the hell is that? It's a safety issue. That's why we've issued it, and it's part of the local law, he told 7 News. Well, as we've explained, many times on these videos, on our radio shows, local councils exist under the Commonwealth Constitution as a department of the state. This is clearly explained in the Quick-and-Garran Annotated Constitution. Therefore, they have absolutely no official legislative power to make any local laws. So if that's what they're fining you under, then you can certainly challenge those fines very, very easily. Now, I would, of course, recommend that everybody challenges every unjust and unlawful fine they receive by, of course, using that tried and tested and proven 3-step process. Oh, there we are. From Chapter 3 of that Aussie Speeding Fines book. So it's important to note as well that the Aussie Speeding Fines guys are currently running a special 25% off Christmas promotion on all of their ebook memberships. So this is, of course, the perfect time to order your copy of that truly license-saving book if you don't already have it. Now, of course, it's not just the monetary fine that's the issue, it's also the demerit points. And of course, if you use that Aussie Speeding Fines book to have the fine withdrawn or dismissed, then you don't have to worry about those either. And of course, speaking of demerit points, a very important reminder that a number of states will be starting their double demerit point penalties over the next few days. So please, if you live in one of those states or if you might be traveling to one of those states, do make sure that you are aware of the following. This is the article that you will want to look up because that explains exactly what's occurring in each state. So it's entitled, Where Double Demerits Will Be in Place Across Australia During Christmas and New Year Period. The holiday season is here and motorists have been warned as police begin a crackdown on road offences. Double demerit points and large fines will come into force over the Christmas and New Year period in some states and territories. South Australia, Tasmania, Victoria and Northern Territory do not have double demerits for holiday periods or any other time of the year. The states that do, New South Wales and ACT, double demerit points will come into force in New South Wales and the Australian Capital Territory from Friday, December 22nd, so that's tomorrow, through to the end of Monday, the 1st of January next year. Double demerit points offences include speeding, illegal use of mobile phones, not wearing a seatbelt, and riding without a motorcycle helmet. Drivers caught using their mobile phones during the Christmas period will be hit with a $352 fine and 10 demerits, so do be aware of that. Queensland is the only state or territory to have double demerit points that apply all year long, not just during the holidays. People who commit specific offences repeatedly will receive double demerit points for the second or subsequent offence if the later offence was committed within 12 months of an earlier offence. These include speeding more than 20 kilometres over the limit, using a mobile phone, driver seatbelt offences, failing to ensure passengers under 16 are appropriately restrained, and motorcycle helmet offences. And then WA, people in Western Australia will have one of the longest double demerit point periods stretching from Friday, December 22nd, so again tomorrow, right through to Sunday, the 7th of January next year. Speeding, drink or drug driving, failing to wear a seatbelt and child restraint, running a red light and illegal use of a mobile phone while driving are some of the offences drivers are warned against this holiday period and will all incur double demerit points. Special mention goes to driving a motor vehicle fitted with a device designed to evade detection from police or driving in a way to evade detection of a speed camera. This will cost offenders a whopping 14 points during the double demerits period. So please do make sure that you are aware of those. Now, this is what I find to be really strange because, of course, all of those various state governments will no doubt claim that the double demerit point system is in place to make the roads safer. But I'm just not quite sure how that can be the case in light of the current industrial action that the Victorian police are taking, which includes, of course, threatening to stop issuing speeding fines. Now, I've spoken about this a little bit. Here's an article for those who want to update themselves, again, if you're in Victoria or travelling to Victoria. And it says, police could stop handing out speeding fines in Victoria amid industrial escalation. Victorian police officers are threatening to stop issuing speeding fines in an escalation of industrial action. The action kicked off almost 2 weeks ago after the Union and Victoria Police failed to reach an agreement on pay and improved working conditions. But with an agreement not yet reached, the police union has warned it will escalate the action, this time threatening to stop issuing speeding fines to drivers. The past fortnight of industrial action has seen police warn drivers about speed cameras in an effort to block revenue from being generated for the government in the form of fines. Police have also scrawled messages over police vehicles and stopped providing briefings to government officials. The union has been locked in 5 months of negotiations with Industrial Relations Victoria over a new enterprise agreement for a 4% pay rise and shorter 9-hour shifts amid concern officers were burnt out. Police union boss Wayne Gatt today claimed a community safety crisis was brewing with the industrial action. He said officers were on the verge of escalating the action in the form of not issuing speeding fines. Police Association will put escalated action proposals to its members for a vote next week. So how is it that the states that do have those double demerit points systems in place can claim that speeding is such a huge safety issue when the police in Victoria have started off by warning motorists about the placement of speed cameras, and now they're likely to stop issuing speeding fines completely? Once again, like so many things this year, it simply doesn't add up. Now, the reality is, of course, that it's all just blatant revenue raising, and it has little to nothing to do with actual road safety. Now, of course, in addition to providing the step-by-step process for challenging unjust and unlawful fines, that Aussie Speeding Fines book also explains a number of really great potential strategies that will truly make our roads safer. But of course, the states are not going to adopt any of those strategies while they're still raking in so much money from fines. So if you want to be part of an overall movement to honestly, genuinely make our roads safer, not just trying to get off a fine, then please do make sure you grab that Aussie Speeding Fines book. And again, you'll find a link in the comments and also in the description. Now, speaking of money, we've obviously spoken a lot about the cashless push, the cashless agenda many times this year, and there were further issues again this week with the Westpac and St George systems going down once again. Now there's the title of the article. Now please remember, the whole Westpac system only went down just a few weeks ago, and now it's gone down again this week. So the title is Westpac St George Bank down as customers report outage for online mobile app and phone banking. Christmas week and we can't get our money. Westpac and St George Bank's online banking services were hit with an outage, with thousands of customers complaining they could not access their services for several hours. More than 2,600 people reported Westpac services down as of 11 a.m. Monday, according to Down Detector. Customers report being greeted with a blank screen when opening the app and being unable to access their online banking, while others said they could not log in. Your system is down again, not just the app. Christmas week and we can't get our money. I'm done, one frustrated customer shared online. It's down again. Merry Christmas from Westpac, said another. Hundreds of St George Bank customers also reported issues. Westpac and St George were aware of the outage with a notice on their website stating internet banking intermittently unavailable. We're working to resolve ASAP. Of course they are. So, I mean, this is just, happening with monotonous regularity, and thankfully it does seem like some people are finally starting to get fed up with all of these outages, and of course they're waking up to some of the bigger issues with this cashless agenda. And it was great to see a story that came out this week detailing a pub in WA that chose to go completely cashless, and they actually copped a heap of flack for that. So that's the article there, if you want to have a read yourselves. And it says, how an Aussie pub's ban on cash backfired spectacularly. A new brew pub which opened this week in Western Australia caused a stir on social media after it declared it would not take cash and only accept card payments. Froth Craft Brewery, across the road from North Beach in Perth's north, celebrated its opening on Thursday in preparation for the weekend crowds, with the brewery's 2 other pubs in Exmouth and Bunbury already highly popular. But potential customers on the Hey Perth Facebook group took issue with the refusal to accept cash, saying they would avoid the venue. We will not be supporting you if you can't accept cash, one Aussie said. Venues not accepting legal tenders should be boycotted, agreed another. Cash is key. You won't see me there, and I live a few minutes away, added a third. No cash between 2 venues like this, and when the bank system keeps stuffing up so you can't buy anything, they'll be whining business is slow, said another. We'll all be laughing at you when the next online banking or telecommunications outage happens, agreed another. A fifth said no cash equals no business from me. Australia is shifting to a mostly cashless society with digital payments soaring and banks streamlining their operations by ditching cash, but some argue the switch leaves businesses and customers vulnerable to hacks or computer outages. Digital payments also incur a fee whenever they are made, chipping away at both businesses and customers' savings, in contrast with cash, which keeps its set value. So fantastic to see people waking up, and great to see the media reporting on that, and great to see so many people, letting that particular business know their thoughts on refusing to accept cash. And we certainly hope that the message gets through to that business and any other business that wants to try and do the same. Now, of course, on that point, again, another important reminder, please do make sure you join up with our Call Out Cashless Businesses Facebook group. Again, there should be a link going up in the comments. Once again, let's keep naming and shaming these businesses that refuse to accept cash and are supporting that cashless agenda. Of course, there's also the sister group, the Cash is King discussion group. And again, you should find a link in the comments to join that. And that's a great place to share these ideas, share those articles, talk about, CBDCs, keeping cash alive, all those sorts of things. All right, so the final article that I want to cover tonight is one that is going to leave you completely gobsmacked. And given that this might actually be the last video update I can do this year, I'm just waiting to see where I'm actually going to be placed next week and whether I can squeeze in one more video or not. I think it's a very fitting article to finish on to show everybody how completely out of control the powers that be really are with their various agendas. So get ready, hold on, because this one is a doozy. Apparently, according to scientists, breathing is now bad for the environment. Yes, you heard that correctly. As I've said a few times this year, you just can't make this insanity up. So here's the article if you want to read it for yourselves. So, as it says, now scientists say breathing is bad for the environment. Gases we exhale contribute to 0.1% of the UK's greenhouse gas emissions. Whether it's eating less meat or cycling instead of driving, humans can do many things to help prevent climate change. Unfortunately, breathing less isn't one of them. That might be a problem, as a new study claims the gases in air exhaled from human lungs is fueling global warming. Methane and nitrous oxide in the air we exhale make up to 0.1% of the UK's greenhouse gas emissions, scientists say. And that's not even accounting for the gas we release from burps and farts, or emissions that come from our skin without us noticing. The new study was led by Dr. Nicholas Cowan, an atmospheric physicist at the UK Centre for Ecology and Hydrology in Edinburgh. Exhaled human breath can contain small, elevated concentrations of methane and nitrous oxide, both of which contribute to global warming, Dr. Cowan and colleagues say. We would urge caution in the assumption that emissions from humans are negligible. What the? I mean, I'm just going to leave it up to you guys to make up your own mind as to whether they will at some point in time start charging us for breathing air. But before you explain, oh, no way, they wouldn't do that, just remember, it wasn't all that long ago that if you told people that they would pay to drink water, you would have been called crazy. So do keep that in mind. Now, before I wind up tonight, I do want to let everyone know that unfortunately we had some major issues with Tuesday night's radio show. Once again, it seems like some people couldn't tune in live, and what's even worse is that neither of the two backup recording systems that we use actually managed to record the show either, which is a real shame because, of course, other than being our Christmas special and our final live radio show for the year, we also actually covered some really important information. So we are hopeful that somebody out there managed to record it themselves so that we may be able to upload a copy of that somehow at some point. But in addition to all the information that we covered regarding the remedy to the Director ID through the Corporations Act, we did also announce that we have decided to extend our 25% off Christmas promotion on all of our physical products until Christmas Eve. It was supposed to finish on Tuesday night, but we have decided to extend it right through to Christmas Eve, just to make sure we give absolutely everybody a chance to secure any products that they want at that significant discount. Now, you can find out more about that promotion via the info on our products page. Again, there should be a link in the description and in the comments. And again, that applies to all of our book, our CDs, DVDs, home study course. It even applies to those already discounted packs. That's things like the combo packs and, of course, the Platinum and Ultimate Platinum packs, which are already significantly discounted, but then you get that additional discount and you get the to use the Afterpay payment system as well. So a number of people have taken advantage of that. So if you do want to dive right in, you're serious about learning everything you can about your rights, do be sure to look at some of those packs. And again, do keep in mind that even though everyone's on break, those orders are still sent out via express post. So you should still receive your order before the new year, giving you plenty of time to go through everything during the upcoming holiday period. Now, the other thing I want to let everyone know about is we did just receive one last minute shipment of our USB CD and DVD drives. So this just pops out. You can plug USBs into the top, transfer any of the data from our CDs or DVDs, and you'll see also that it comes with a USB-A and a USB-C connector. So if you've got a computer that doesn't have a CD or DVD drive and you want to access some of the information that we've got on those products, you can plug that into any computer, a Mac or PC, pop the CD, DVD in, and just transfer everything to your computer. So they're a great idea. Now, we do only have 20 of those, so you do need to get in sooner rather than later if you want to secure those. Once they're gone, they're gone. Again, there should be a link in the comments section. All right, so finally, to finish off, as we always do, I'm going to go through the latest memes to get everybody thinking. Now, we've obviously been talking about this push for the cashless society, and I think this is a great one there. If you see this sign, "We are cashless," turn around and walk away. Retailers need to know we will not be complicit in a totalitarian cashless society. Yes, this is a good one. Very short, very simple, to the point. Be the reason that someone stops believing in the government. Okay, so many of you are going to be out there, meeting up with family and friends and work colleagues and Christmas parties and all those sorts of things. Spread these messages around, talk about these concepts, and be the reason that somebody out there wakes up and realizes the truth about what's going on. Now, I've spoken a number of times this year about the extraordinary efforts that the powers that be have gone to try and discredit us, hack our website, try and shut us down. And as it says there, okay, if we were really wrong about everything that we say and wrong about them, then they wouldn't try and censor us. The only reason they keep bringing out these articles and spinning all this rubbish is because they know we're right, okay? And the final one I want to leave you with, as I said, certainly for tonight and possibly this year, is so true to keep in mind and take with you into next year. And it says there, please, never think that a small group of committed people can't change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. So please, during this Christmas holiday period, be that small group of people that band together, not necessarily physically, geographically, but in mindset, and spread this message around. So I would like to finish off by wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas, a very happy, healthy, and prosperous 2024 to follow. I do hope that you get to spend some quality time with family, friends, loved ones over the coming weeks. There will, of course, be no live video on Sunday night, being Christmas Eve. Again, I am hoping to be able to do a final video update just to round out the year next Thursday. And if that's at all possible, I'll let everybody know through all the usual channels. So I am going to leave things again there for tonight. As always, I do urge you to please make use of all the various resources that are available to you to please get informed, get fired up, and get proactive. Let's make sure that we make 2024 our year rather than the systems. Okay, as always, these videos are completely free to watch. You'll find them on our BitChute channel, on the videos tab on our Facebook page. There's plenty of completely free information on our websites. Those radio shows when we're back in the middle of January next year, again, completely free to listen to. If you have missed any this year, you want to join up as a podcast member, it's less than $5 a week. To do that, of course, if you want to go above and beyond that, we would, of course, recommend our book, The Essential Step-by-Step Manual for Understanding and Exercising Your Rights. That Aussie Speeding Fines book with that tried, tested and proven information for challenging and successfully defeating all manner of unjust and unlawful fines. And of course, we know a lot of people are struggling financially, so please make sure you grab that Bank Secrets Revealed book. Stop throwing good money after bad at these unsecured loans, your personal loans, credit cards, things like that. As always, there's individual links down in the video here. You can buy these separately, or of course you can get them as part of the combo pack. The combo pack is subject to that discount. You also get that bonus tote bag thrown in at no extra charge as well. And of course, don't forget our home study course. This is a complete recording of one of our 2.5-day live events. It's over 17 DVDs. There's also an additional CD with all the documents that we use ourselves. 3 custom-made workbooks with sections to write notes next to every single slide from every single presentation. Okay, and you can keep coming back to that again and again and again as you face the various challenges over the coming years. You can pause, rewind, fast forward in the comfort of your own home. So it is a fantastic resource tool. If you don't yet have that, again, please grab that. It is also part of the promotion. And finally, of course, we do also have our Know Your Rights caps. Probably not so much the beanies now that things are warming up, although I hear Christmas Day is going to be quite cold in a number of places. Again, they're all part of the promotion, so grab those if you want to bump into and meet like-minded people. They notice the logo, all that sort of thing. All right, I'm going to leave things there before my voice completely disappears. I do all hope you have a fantastic Christmas, and I will do my best to speak to you all before the end of the year. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Take care.